That's a nice house.
Good evening. I'd like to call the ZBA meeting of January 7th, 2025 to order. Please rise and join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would just like to note that the emergency exits are the door that you came in on the side here and two doors at opposite ends of this hallway. All right, so the first item on the agenda this evening is the Merrill Pool area variance, 391 Great Hollow Road. If you would please approach.
I saw your videos, so I was like, oh, that's how they do it. Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, so the applicant is seeking an area variance to install an in-ground pool. Section 155, Attachment 2, Schedule B requires a minimum rear yard setback of 60 feet. The applicant is proposing 22 feet and seeking variance relief for the remaining 38 feet.
I would just like to say one thing. I would consider this variance to be a side setback variance rather than a rear setback
That's
variance. And I think that you can very well interpret it that way.
Okay.
And that would make the variance less, since the rear setback is 60 feet and the side setback requirement in R135 zoning is 40 feet.
Got it. So the 40 feet would give us a, sorry.
I mean, it'd give us a conforming, well, actually, I'm sorry, I have the survey without the pool on there. If you could put the survey with the pool up, that would be great.
So I think the closest corner of the pool to the property line is proposed at 22.3 feet. So they'd need a variance for...
17.7 feet. If you interpret it that way.
Yes. And I mean, that seems like the logical way to interpret it, because the road is to the north and this property line is to the left.
Okay, so let's hear from the applicant, and she can take us through the 5 criteria.
So if you would take us through your, the 5 criteria for your area variance, and just walk us through those 5
Yeah, 5
items
questions
there,
there. Let me see. So, all right, so the first question is, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood? And it won't be. I mean, it's just a swimming pool in the backyard, so nobody can actually see it. There's trees all around, so I don't think that's an issue. And we have a letter in this package from our actual only one neighbor who is affected by this, who is, the good thing is that, I know you're calling it our house as a side, but their side, their actual physical side of their house, which has a 3-car garage on it, is what's facing where the pool's gonna be. So it's not like their backyard faces our backyard kind of thing. And they have a letter in here, they're fine with it. And also, they were talking about East Fishkill's, not that it matters to you, but East Fishkill's setback is 25 feet all around their house. So it's really a non-issue with our neighbors. They're actually very lovely people. And we sent out notices to a lot of people, but they're really the only ones that I'm concerned with, how they feel about it.
Can I just clarify one thing?
Go ahead.
Sorry. So the first criteria is, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties? Is there a fence currently there or no?
No, but there will be.
Okay, that's understood. So currently, there's no fence?
No.
And I understand there's woods?
There's woods.
Okay.
So there's woods and bushes and trees.
I think.
Can you see the proposed pool from the road?
No,
Will you be able to?
nope.
With
Even
the
without the
or
fence,
without?
you will not see it from the road.
Okay.
Are there wetlands by any chance?
Oh, yeah. There's, if you can see on that map, that's part of the reason why we want to put it there too, because we don't want to go into the
That's a
wetland.
wetland?
See that,
Okay.
see the bottom line that goes across?
This is the 100-foot.
That's the wetland marking. And the second one that's closer
Okay.
to the house,
I d-
that
'cause I
marks
knew there
out
was
that
wetland.
100-foot barrier.
Isn't there a stream there?
The stream is way down low in the property, but it doesn't really matter because the woman,
And the pool is going behind the house.
right, away from the barrier.
Okay.
So, and the woman who came out to set the barrier, her documentation's in here too, so she signed the survey. So you know that it's up to date. Okay, so should I move on to the next question?
Just 1 second,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So this is the wetland
Yeah, and that's there.
line here, so
Yeah.
everything below here is wetland, and this is the 100-foot
Barrier,
barrier that
And that's-
they're needing to be beyond that.
and that's the house.
And that's
where
the
they
house.
want to put
This
the
is where
pool.
they're proposing to put.
Yeah. Okay.
I just have a question. I'm not sure why East Fishkill is
I think, so,
included in this.
This parcel is the last parcel in the town of Beekman, and it
their
borders.
neighbor is,
Oh, it's their neighbor.
Oh, the
Gotcha,
town of East
gotcha.
Fishkill is
All
there.
right.
Yeah, they're right
It
on the
refers
border.
to
They're right
the
on the-
neighbor,
the
not,
adjacent neighbor
gotcha,
that will be most impacted by this is
is
East
already.
Fishkill.
East-
I gotcha.
That's fine. I
Okay.
just,
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
okay,
Yeah. Okay.
thank you.
Please.
So the next one is, can the desired result be achieved from some other means than granting the variance? And I think you can see by that survey that there's really no other place to put it. Because in the front of the house is septic system and leach field. On the other side of the house, away from the barrier, is the well. And so there's really nowhere else to put it. So. Then the next one, is the variance substantial? In my opinion, it's not. I mean, not asking for a lot, and it's not like any of our neighbors are going to be upset about it, so. And the fourth question is, will the variance have an adverse effect of the impact of the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? And it's not, because we're staying out of the barrier. And number 5, is the alleged hardship self-created? And it's not self-created because that's the way it was when we bought it, so. I'm going to say no.
I think if I can, Mr. Chairman, if I can point out to the board, the applicant has shown the wetland area. It's almost 75% of this property.
Yeah.
All right, it takes up to about 75%. It's a New York State DEC wetland. And that is a more strict requirement than federal because you have to have a 100-foot buffer. Any improvement cannot be within that 100-foot buffer. And you can see
Well,
from
they
the
definitely are beyond
survey that they've delineated where the buffer is, and the proposed improvement, the pool, is not within that 100-foot buffer area.
It's pretty close, but.
It's
And
not.
based upon the layout of the property, the wetland bisects the entire property, so it can only be placed in one area of the property, and that's in the rear, or on the side setback.
Just out of curiosity, did your realtor advise you when you purchased the property that the property was mostly wetland?
Yeah. Are any of you realtors?
No.
I have never met a realtor that doesn't lie. That's all I'm going to say, buyer or seller. And when we bought the property, it was from a trust, and turns out trusts do not have to disclose anything.
Wow.
Which I didn't know. That. That's like lessons learned. But the good thing is, I mean, you need wetlands. and nobody can build next to us, so, I mean,
Right. And this is mostly wetlands.
I know,
So
I
you've got plenty of it.
know, and after we bought it, we heard all this, the names that they call this area, swampland, and
Got it.
I like it.
Did you have to obtain flood insurance?
Pardon me?
Do you have flood insurance on your property?
Yes,
You have flood insurance?
yes, USAA, homeowners insurance.
I think you don't
You're
want.
required to have that.
I wouldn't own a house without insurance. Am I
No, no.
misunderstanding the
No.
question?
I'm sorry,
Flood insurance for
Oh, no,
example.
there's no requirement for
You
that.
might want to think about that.
But actually, when I walked the property with the woman from the DEC, and she's like, this is so dry. It's never flooded. So, I'm like, all right.
With the climate changing, I don't think I would.
Well, it's,
Whatever.
you know,
Climate
once every
change is
100 years.
actually
or-
making it drier. So,
Does the
but
property...
it's something to think about. I mean, I'm going to take this advice.
property slopes to the rear.
Does the property slope down from the house
Yes.
to the rear?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the, slopes down to the wetland,
To the wetland, got it.
towards the wetland.
So I don't think she'll have any problem with water.
I wonder if that house has a sump pump. Most houses around here do.
Any questions before we?
I would say she only needs a variance for the side and not the back.
Yeah, the side.
'Cause
This
it's
is a
really-
9.6 acre parcel,
Oh, it is?
and the house was,
And it's supposed to be 40 feet from the side? 45, I mean, or what?
it's supposed to be 40 feet from the side setback. She has 22.3.
She wants 22.
22.
So she needs 17.
She was 30
variance for 17.
something.
The 17.
I just want, I appreciate why you're in the situation you're in. So, you know, I totally understand it. I think, you know, there's maybe different interpretations of point number 5. The way that I understand it to ask the question is, do you have a choice whether to confront this? And to the extent that you're choosing to put in a pool, that's something that's what's driving this application. In other words, it's not, you know,
You know what? I thought about that too when I was answering the question, because at first I answered it, is it self-created? I was like, well, in the sense that we want to create a place where we can age in place.
sure.
And so having a swimming pool is one of the benefits to physical fitness when you're aging.
Sure.
So I was thinking, well, should I say yes? Because I'm saying that, but is the position of it my creation? I don't think it is my creation, because
Right, I mean, you may have to place it there, but you're choosing to install a pool, I
Yes.
guess is the.
Yes.
The pool will be in-ground, correct?
Yes.
Completely in-ground,
in-ground with a safety cover that covers it
that you can
during
walk
the season, and then when the season's over, a safety cover that supposedly an elephant can stand on. I haven't tried it
Incredible.
yet. We'll see.
Excellent. The fence that you're proposing, is it around the entire, is it the same
Yes,
fence?
I think it's, is it drawn on there? Did I draw it
Well,
on?
there's a
It
dashed
goes
line, I
all the
think.
way around the property.
Right, from the house, what I understand from the survey here, it goes from the front of the house up to the top of the area that you're kind of fencing in, and then down to the side, the property line.
Right.
Down the property line, and then back around.
Right.
And is that fence will be the same type of fencing
Yes,
around the entire?
around.
So it's a 6-foot vinyl fence is what I
Yes.
understand? Okay.
yes, and we were going to make it white, but then after talking to the neighbors, we decided we'd make it gray, because it kind of blends in better
Okay,
to the trees.
And your house, the way, you know, just aesthetically, it's
great. Great. I appreciate that you spoke to your neighbor and that, you know, that they shared with you their, you know, their concerns or their feedback, and they're on board with what you're doing here. I
Yes,
think
because
that,
quite honestly, if they
That's
weren't,
the side.
I would sell the house.
No, because he said he doesn't.
I don't need one bad neighbor, no.
right.
So wouldn't you
So,
have to
well,
redo
that, I think from my perspective, that makes it a bit more straightforward. So thank you for following up with your neighbor on that.
Just out of curiosity, if you don't mind, I see waterfall. Could,
It's like, I'm sure you know the area, there's like boulders everywhere. So when they dig up to put the pool in, there's gonna be boulders everywhere. So they're gonna use those boulders to make like a waterfall that goes into the pool.
okay. And that water's coming from where?
It's gonna be trucked in,
Okay.
From the
and then it
pool.
just recycles.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's gonna go.
like a filtering.
Gotcha.
Right.
So they don't have to rewrite a request? Because they have it for the rear.
No, you can amend it on the record.
can, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
and
I see what
consider-
you mean.
Consider this to be a 17.3-foot variance at the nearest point, and, I don't know, the math, what was it, 30?
17.3.
Yeah, 8.5 at the, what is the closest?
So that's 33.1, so 8.9
8.9? 33.1?
at the furthest.
33 Oh, so it's actually 6.9
30.
at the closest edge of the pool. It's a 40 foot, yeah, it's 40 feet, side setback.
30 foot. So 22.3,
Would be 17.7
17.7, right,
at the farthest corner.
right.
And at the
And
nearest
here.
corner would be 6.9 feet. 33.1 plus 6.9 feet.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a right angle measurement.
Okay.
All right. You can make a motion to open the public hearing to the public.
Okay, thank you so much. You may be seated. So I'd like to make a motion to open the hearing to the public comment.
Second?
Roll call.
Thank you for your time.
Just,
We're not done
Just-
yet.
but we're not done yet.
Done.
We have to vote.
we have to invite the public to comment.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no, it all happens here.
There's two people in the back. Are they here for?
I'm gonna invite them to speak. Roll call.
Roll call, Maria?
Yes.
Stella?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so I'd like to invite anyone from the public who would like to say anything regarding this application to come forward. Not seeing anyone interested. I'm going to make a motion to close the public comment.
Second.
So-
Roll call.
Maria? Linda?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Motion passes 4-0.
all right.
All right, one thing I wanted to advise the board is there are new DEC regulations that just went into effect on January 1st of this year, and the applicant couldn't have known that. So basically what DEC's made it more difficult on homeowners to build in DEC wetland areas.
Yep.
Now, they've provided a survey for you. They've also delineated where the wetlands are, and they've also put the 100-foot buffer. The only thing that they need, and this can be a condition of your approval, is validation from the DEC. So there has to be a jurisdictional determination as to whether DEC has to get involved for this approval process. You can make it a condition of any approval. All right, so you can make it
So DEC has to go out to the house?
well, DEC has to weigh in as to whether or not they're an interested party. And on the short form environmental assessment form, again, the applicant probably could not have known that this actually, her answer to, their answer to number 2, does the proposed action require a permit, approval, or funding from any other governmental agency? They put no, but it actually is yes. DEC, they're gonna need DEC permitting.
I mean, the house is closer than the pool to the,
no doubt. But because of the new rules with DEC, DEC is going to be an interested party in weighing in on any permitting. So the applicant would have to make an application to our building department, obviously, and a corollary application to the department, to the New York State DEC.
Wouldn't that be Poughkeepsie?
Would
Is
be,
there- Is there one in Poughkeepsie?
New Paltz.
New Paltz?
So,
surprised that you would have to have the information not in there,
well,
in the boundaries that they delineate.
they may have changed the boundaries. The boundaries always change. They may, yeah, well,
If you look at the survey that she signed, that's very recent.
So in January of this year, a new law went into effect related to DEC wetlands and the boundaries, and some of the required setbacks have changed. So whereas you were required to have a certain boundary, those boundaries in certain circumstances are now greater. So, you know,
I think I included the original DEC because you're right about that. When they came out, it did move. So this is the current one.
Okay.
If you look at the one from 1999, it definitely moved.
Oh, so the 100,
Let's just make it conditional.
Exactly.
Make it a
They just need
Exactly.
to paperwork it.
Exactly.
So it's better on your behalf to have a paperwork from them saying it's correct than to then worry about it years from now if something changes with you
Yeah.
and you want to sell it. You're going to have, it's going to be like this 1 month between December and January is going to throw off your paperwork and they're going to say, oh, well, you weren't approved correctly. So I would just apply for it. I'm sure it's just a technicality.
you'd be
It's up
erring
in
on
New
the side of
Falls.
caution.
Is that a particular form?
They have it.
We have no jurisdiction over DEC, so it would be a separate application to DEC that you would bring to our building department.
So I'm applying to,
Why don't you come up to the podium if you don't mind?
so what you're telling me is I go to the DEC, I tell them that this is what we're doing and we need them to write a letter saying that they're okay with it? Or am I applying
If
to
they
them
already
for a
came.
permit and then they turn me down for the permit? I don't really understand.
well, did you
I'm
say
asking
they already
for it.
came out, though? Didn't you say?
They did come out.
So then
It's right on here.
you need a letter on
Huh?
who came
Who
out.
came out?
It's on the survey. She signed it. What's her name? Sarah?
Yeah.
Do you see
There it
it
is.
says validation signed and dated by Sarah?
So she already had it
Police-
approved.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I apologize. Wow, you did your homework. Thank you.
I'm just trying to follow the rules.
So as long as you have that, you should
That
be,
is the
All right.
condition that's already been fulfilled.
Okay, great. So I think you meet that requirement.
All right.
yep.
So,
Okay, cool.
you know, and you have the survey marked, so as long as you're inside the, you know, according to the plan, then you should be okay.
Okay, great.
Well, that was back in July.
Yeah.
When they came out, yeah.
Oh, here.
Right, but they would know then that they're
They already
giving
know the
permission.
messages, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
Okay.
that meets the... All right, so there's a validation from Sarah Paulzak.
Right.
She's a engineer for the Department of Environmental Conservation. And she actually marked out the wetland boundary delineation, validated it
Yeah.
on behalf of New York State DEC. It's valid for 5 years.
Oh, beautiful.
That means it could change in 5 years.
well, once you've got the pool in.
Just hold on to
you're-
this
you're-
paper.
You're
Hold
good.
on to your paperwork.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't wait 5 years.
Well, that definitely,
So, you know,
on that.
No condition.
no condition. So I think for me, the fact that the pool is in ground, so there's not a structure that's being erected, and the fact that there's going to be a fence around it, you know, you won't even know there's a pool there.
Right. And it's not really a crowded neighborhood.
No.
No.
No, we got our neighbors' wetlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know
The
that
other-
neighbor too.
Yeah, this, you've had pool applications before you, previously, and they were in different zoning designations. This is
Right.
R135, and this is a 9.5 acre parcel. So you can take that into consideration. And you can also see that
I
the problems that you faced before, you're not facing in this application because this pool is nowhere near the well or the septic system.
I thought it was due to the contours of the property, that's why they would have only a certain spot to be able to put it in,
That too,
so.
Oh,
That's for
you
your
want it behind your
consideration.
house.
Right.
because of the wetlands, they can
Yeah,
only put
they
it.
could
in
only
one
put it
spot.
there. That's what I was looking at, because that's why I look, yeah. You see the house, but you don't know what's behind it. So if you got contours that drop it,
Right.
you only could put it in a certain spot. Plus you got wetlands.
Who's putting in your pool anyways?
Fishkill Pools?
Who?
Fishkill Pools.
Oh,
All their stuff is in there. Their insurance is all in here.
Okay, I think we're all set.
Thank you.
Now I can say thank you for your time.
No, we're going to vote on
we
this,
got,
unless you don't want to know the outcome.
we have to vote. My friend told me that the two of you bought property. Karen Colliver? Do you know Karen?
10.7.
Because she knows I'm on the zoning board and I'm friends with her. And she goes, oh, two friends of mine bought a house and they want to put a pool in. I said, well, I'll probably meet them. Karen, yes. She was my boss at Sam's Club. Yes. She's such a nice person.
She's a lovely,
Yeah.
lovely person.
My family they love her.
We've been friends with her for actually quite a while.
Oh, well, she takes care, every time we go away, she takes care of her dogs. She brings them,
Have to tell her we have
I will tell her, but she said I was going to meet you guys eventually.
Right, we're actually go
Because you
around
bought a
and
house.
ask each board member if they have any comments.
Okay, so just want to invite each board member to make any comments that you'd like to make if you have anything.
Go one
So
by one.
I'll start with
Maria.
Maria.
Okay. I think it's fine because it's not impairing anybody's surrounding area and it's meeting the requirements of DC. So that's not a problem. I vote yes.
Just quickly, did you prepare these folders? Okay. Absolutely, all the information is
Right here.
in there. I've never seen anything
Yes,
this well
very well
prepared to give
organized.
us all the answers, to put us at ease, to say, yes, this is a fine
It makes it
variance, absolutely.
easier.
Well, I have to
Thank you.
I have to thank, her, because she
Oh.
laid it all out for me.
She's the best.
She is. So,
I
yeah.
think, again, very thorough, and I'm glad you don't have to go now back to DC. And we'll be there this summer swimming. No, I'm just kidding.
So I want to do my due diligence, so I actually called your neighbor and I spoke to them. And they were, very clear that they're have no problem with you installing the pool, and, they're fully on board with it.
Thank you for the due diligence.
No, well, thank you for preparing everything so helpfully. All right, so I'd like to make a motion to grant an area variance to the applicant of 17.7 feet, where 40 feet is the required at the furthest point to the side setback, and 6.9 feet at the closest point to the side setback.
Second.
Yes,
Roll
Second
call.
by who? Who seconded?
Was it?
Who?
second,
Stella second.
Stella second.
Okay, roll call, Maria.
yes.
Stella.
Aye.
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 All in favor, 4-0.
Motion passes.
Okay, good. Thank you,
Now
Mr.
you can
Farrell.
go.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
For what? What does she want to?
Will she come back and
You have to go,
Well, we're gonna have to prepare the letter.
yeah, I'll prepare a decision, but you have to apply for a building permit. Your contractor will apply for a building permit with our building inspector.
Yeah, Fishkill's Pool should be doing that.
She'll know.
All right, thanks very much.
Good
Have a great
night.
evening. All right, so make a motion to,
Adjourn.
We're not doing a calendar for the year?
that's not on the agenda.
No, that was on the
Is that,
December.
are you okay?
December? Oh, I didn't, okay.
Okay.
Well,
After the meeting.
we'll close the meeting and then we'll be happy to answer your question. So make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Third.
All right.
Roll call.
Fifth.
No, you don't need that.
Yes, aye.
Just all in favor.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.